testicles. Testicles.
Resting testicles on my chesticles.
How now, brown cow?
Da 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 Getting strong now. And that's how you introduce the podcast. Nearly rip all your equipment apart in one go. This is a beardo and a weirdo talk film.
I thought you were doing a Sylvester Stallone impression then.
Creed.
We're talking about Creed. Not the band, the person.
What's their song again? I was going to do that.
Oh, Creedence Clearwater or Creed?
Creed.
Oh, I can't remember Creed.
The singer went, yeah, yeah, Creed. Yeah, we're going to talk about Creed in a bit, but how you doing? We just watched the Power Rangers trailer. What do you think?
I think it's good. It looks alright. It looks like they're really trying to make it good, and I really hope it's going to be good because it could be really, really bad.
For me, that looked pretty terrible, to be honest. It looks like the standard cliche of they find something that makes them go all funky and strong. Yeah. They're all discovering themselves. You've got the teenage bullied girl who's in fact more beautiful than everybody else.
Yeah, I like that. Die, you ugly loser in a locker.
Even though she looks like some sort of freaking Armani model or something. That's never believable, is it? Everybody in every film must be beautiful if it is set in America. High schools.
I've had literally no expectations of that film at all since they announced it, and now they've released a trailer for it, and it doesn't look as bad as I thought it would be.
I'm thinking about this in the same way I was thinking about, when they said they were doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I still haven't actually seen the new ones that they've made, but that's the way I'm looking at it. It's not that bad.
It's not bad. Again, given the source material, it's actually okay. There's a few laughs.
There's a few cries. You've got
there's no cries.
The first one was directed by Michael Bay. I don't think the most recent one, Out of the Shadows, was, because that came out this year, didn't it?
Yeah, I watched that.
Bebop, Rocksteady.
Yeah, do you know what? They were pretty good.
Because wasn't it Sheamus the wrestler?
Yeah, Sheamus the wrestler.
Because
I can't describe it. They really made them look good.
Is Kang in it?
Kang. Yeah, here he is.
Kang.
He comes down from the clouds and from space into dimensional being or something. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
He looks like a bit of chewing gum, doesn't he?
Yes.
Chewing gum. Kang.
All I can remember was it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Well, that's a good thing.
And Stephen Amell's in it.
Is that the Arrow dude?
As
Casey Jones.
Casey Jones.
Guy with the hockey sticks.
Yes.
That's cool. But yeah, all in all, this trailer looks like it could go one of two ways. I mean, and the main way being terrible dog shit poo.
Yes.
Quite honestly. But hey ho, another trailer I just watched, and you said you've just watched, even though you haven't seen the original. Mr. John Wick 2, starring Kevin Reeves. Keanu Reeves.
Kevin James,
that's the one.
Kevin James in John Wick 2. He's put on a bit of weight. And Adam Sandler's in it.
John Wick 2, The Retirement. But yeah, this, we're thinking about doing John Wick 1 for next week's episode because it's such a freaking awesome film and Joe hasn't seen it. But this looks pretty kick-ass. That's all the first film was about. It was about a guy seeking some revenge who happens to have an insane an insane set of gun fu skills.
Ooh.
So he can shoot and he can roll and he can shoot and he can dance. He's a triple threat.
Yes.
In every way. And is it just me or is Keanu Reeves not getting any older? He's like 51.
Yeah, he looks good for his age.
He's maturing like Fan Wan.
I've not seen this film, so I can't tell you, but he does look good. He's getting tailored in it and he's got a nice suit.
Yeah, you should watch John Wick immediately. Wait. I think we're getting one early this week.
Well done.
That's the first part of the episode.
Okay, other things. New York Comic Con happened this week, so a couple of other things have happened. Marvel's Iron Fist has been announced.
Which character? Is that the guy from
And
Game of Thrones?
There was a teaser. No,
Is that
Iron
Iron
Fist.
Fist? Or
no,
is this a different
Iron
film?
Fist is like the Marvel property. It's the last one in the
No,
Defenders.
but what I'm saying is, he's been played by the guy
Oh!
from Game of Thrones. Yeah, one of the Tyrells.
I have no idea. Probably. Yeah, he does look kind of Tyrellish. He's got the curly hair.
Yeah, that blonde guy. He's
Yeah, I think it is him. But yeah, that looked cool. That looked like a good trailer. Even though his basic power is he punches really hard.
Isn't that what Luke Cage does though?
Yeah, but this guy's got like powerful fist. Also, I think he does martial arts as well.
He's got powerful fist.
He's got powerful fist, but his fist like glows orange and he like punches people really hard. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I saw a powerful fist in Ann Summers once.
Yep. Okay. No, I'll let that have the silence it deserved.
Classic silence.
Another bit of announcement. Walking Dead, Yawn, Negan back.
Be careful, boy.
I am no longer excited by The Walking Dead because that last season was shit.
I clocked out after 2 series. They were on a farm for a very long time looking for a dead girl who did turn out to in fact be dead. And she was a zombie. And that's the last series I watched. I mean,
It's not been bad. It's just the last season just dragged. Like don't even know why.
it just seems to be when I was watching it, even though it was only for 2 series, I found like I was watching it because I was thinking, oh, there is something great in this, but it never got there. It was just always, oh, we're building to something. And then like 4 episodes later, if you actually looked at what had happened, like 2 characters had a conversation and someone had sex.
Yeah. Also, they've all the characters have sort of become massive babies with massive egos now. It's
not likable.
It's just hard to watch because you just see
Ever
these
since,
like
what was his name? T-Dog died. I lost interest.
it's just so hard to watch because you see all these supposedly smart characters that have survived this long, just making like the dumbest decisions ever. But
I must admit, Carol does look a lot like Annie Lennox, though.
the problem is it's just become one of them things that you just can't criticize. It's got such a big fan following.
Yeah, it's like criticising Game of Thrones. How dare you?
Yeah,
how dare you criticise Walking Dead? Who's the best thing? Well, no, it's not. Breaking Bad is the best program ever. It's either that or the first series of My Family.
Anyway, Sigourney Weaver's going to be in Iron Fist.
Ooh, she's my favourite
as
gilf.
the main antagonist. She's going to be a bad guy.
Ooh. Exciting.
Other than that, not really much to come out of New York Comic Con. Have you got any more news?
Nothing in the way of news. I was going to talk a little bit about a couple of movie films that I'd watched over the last
Go on,
couple
you
of
talk,
days.
I'll listen.
Oh, okay, we'll do that, shall we? The first film that I watched was a film called The Salvation, which is on Netflix. 2014, starring Mads Mikkelsen, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Negan, and some other fellows. And it's basically like this revenge cowboy film. Very low budget. Well, not really low budget, but you know what I mean. It's quite independent. I didn't even know it existed. I just found it on my... it popped up on... Was it Netflix or Sky Cinema? I don't know. It was actually really good. Only like 90 minutes, classic revenge thriller. I'm a big fan of Mads anyway, because he's from Hannibal and he's just like I think he's a good actor.
Yes.
And so he gets his revenge, sort of, but he doesn't, because I wouldn't spoil it without you seeing it.
Well, there you go. If you have Netflix, go and watch that. Anything else?
Yeah, I watched Flight, 2012, made by Robert Zemeckis, starring Denzel Washington.
Is this off of Magnificent Seven? You wanted to watch a great performance again?
Yeah, I needed to see Denzel show him. And I don't know, have you seen that film?
No, I haven't. It's on my to-do list. It's supposed to be really good.
Basically, I mean, this isn't spoiling it because you'd read it in the synopsis anyway, but it's an airline pilot who has drug issues and alcohol issues, and he saves this plane that was going to crash, like from crashing, pulling off this miraculous manoeuvre, but they find out that he had like drugs in his system. So then it becomes a sort of thing of, though, even though he actually saved everybody on the plane, because they definitely would have died because they tried to replicate it and no other pilot could do it, is he still responsible for the deaths of like a couple of crew that did die during the landing, sort of, if you know what I mean. And it's just his journey with alcoholism. John Goodman turns up in it for only about 15 minutes, but he's just freaking hilarious. He plays like this proper like out there drug dealer mate. He's just so fucking funny. But yeah, it's quite long, but it doesn't feel like it. It's worth watching, man. Check it out.
I think, sorry, just to go back to the news, because the only interesting thing I really watched this week was Anchorman 2.
Interesting because it was bad, right?
It's alright. There's pretty good jokes in it. But Blade Runner, the sequel title, has been announced. Blade Runner 2049.
Wow, that's a bad name, man.
Which brings a question, what happened to the other 2047?
It just... Why would you give it that name?
I don't
Just
know.
call it Blade Runner 2. Or they could even just call it Blade Runner again.
It's got
Couldn't they?
Robin Wright
Or Blade
In
Runner
it?
at the beginning.
Of House of Cards fame.
I think she's quite a beautiful lady.
Jared Leto, Leto,
Leety.
Mackenzie Davis.
Let's hope that in this film, Jared Leto can make a big deal about his performance, then only be in it for 5 minutes.
Dave Bautista.
Oh, he's doing quite a lot of stuff at the
He's
minute,
doing
isn't he?
pretty good.
Unfortunately, he's not like the Rock and got like much to him, so to say. I mean, he's an okay
And-
actor, but he just is basically just a giant physical presence, isn't he?
Yeah, and Harrison Ford coming back for it.
If he doesn't die before then, because he's pretty fucking old.
He's probably going to die in this. I think he's just
Is he
before
gonna
he
die?
dies in real life.
The new Indiana Jones, he's going to die.
he's before he kind of like passes away in real life. I think he's just going to kill himself off in all these franchises.
I've just got images of him. So like in the new Indiana Jones, he's doing that thing where he's getting like chased by the boulder, but this time he just gets crushed.
Yeah, he just there's no.
He's just dead.
Or he runs out and he escapes the boulder, and then there's just a guy with a sword waiting for him and just chops his head off or
Cuts him in half,
something.
yeah.
Also, Ryan Gosling.
So hot right now, Ryan
So
Gosling. So hot.
It
right
must
now.
be good to have that good of a cast lining up for it, and the original screenwriter's back for it. So can't be that bad.
Is Ridley Scott directing it? We don't know.
We don't.
We
I'm looking.
are
It's
loading.
It's loading.
refreshing.
Director Denis Villeneuve of Sicario and the upcoming Arrival.
oh yeah.
Villeneuve? It's a French word.
Oh, Arrival's that one we watched with thingy in it, Chris Pratt and whatever her name, with Jennifer Lawrence, where they're on the spaceship that's going to the future, but they wake up.
Yes.
Sicario was pretty good. So
Yes. Anyway, that's about 10 minutes of time we've given to news and what we did this week. Should we move on to the main part of the podcast?
well, I don't know about you, but I'm just talking about Queen.
You're right. You're having a stroke.
Matt,
Wait, what is it? Face, arms, mouth.
toast. I can smell burn.
Are you cooking toast?
No, it's not toast. But yeah, let's talk Creed. Where do you want to start? You can
Creed.
kick it off if you like, in whatever fashion you believe.
Okay,
is
what did you
necessary.
think the plot was? It's a Creed. Apollo Creed's son is in prison for some reason.
Oh no, he's not. Well, he's in like a youth detention centre.
Yeah,
isn't
but it looks like
He's
it's
been
more like a
bad.
prison, isn't it? It's like adults sit down on the ground. He's just beating the hell out of people because he's a fighter. He fights just like it's in his blood.
he? It's almost like he was the son of a famous fighter.
Fight. Yeah, I don't know my dad. All I know is I have to fight.
That is the whole film.
Who's my dad?
Who's my dad? It's Apollo Creed. I don't want anyone to know who my
Who
dad
are you?
is.
I'm your mother. Anyway, yeah, so he gets adopted by what turns out to be his dad's wife, who isn't actually his mum because
He was an
he was an
illegitimate
illegitimate child.
bastard.
Anyway, he's sort of been boxing, and even though he's rich,
Yeah, she's got some ridiculous house, isn't she?
yeah, they're loaded.
That's
and
like freaking insane.
he
And
gives up his job, which doing something. He
'Cause
doesn't
he's
say what he does.
He's fighting in Mexico because basically, for whatever reason, I don't know if
Because
it's
he's
his
a
name or
fighter.
whatever.
It's in his blood.
Yeah, but he can't get fights in America. That's my point.
No,
So he's fighting in.
Because it's in his blood.
It's in his blood.
It's in his
Goddammit.
blood.
And then he decides he's just got to strike out on his own and move
Yeah,
to.
but
Philly.
There's a scene in the office where he like hands in his notice, and the guy's like, "Seriously, you just got a promotion and you're leaving?" It's like, what do you do? It doesn't say what he does.
He has an. Yeah, but he
But
just.
you're a
we find out he's
financial
just getting an
executive,
office.
even if it's you're a financial executive of this. Yeah, they give every other detail. Oh, yeah, you've just got your own office. What's your secretary be like? What do you do?
Well, like most people who work in offices, I imagine he does very little other than make tea.
No, it's just you.
Oh, is that? No, I don't believe that.
Hey. Yeah, you don't make tea.
So he moves to Philly
Yeah,
and he's trying to convince.
because he wants to just quit, become a boxer.
But before that happens, he goes into some gym where he's been in before, but they won't coach
the
him.
trainer of his dad.
Or no, the trainer of that is his dad's trainer's son. That's what
Oh,
is.
is it his
Yeah,
son? Okay, yeah. But anyway, so
They're like
yeah,
a notorious gym. They've got a couple of like really good fighters in there.
yes,
And he's going in there basically saying, "Why won't you train me?" He beats one guy up, but then he ends up like getting challenged by like the number 2 fighter in the world,
yeah,
and he just gets knocked down in like
Yeah.
2 seconds and loses his Mustang, which is wagered.
yeah, idiot.
And he just goes to Philly to find
Yeah.
Mr. Rocky Balboa.
He
to
sort
train
of
him.
gives it all up though, doesn't he? First, he's like, "I'm leaving, going to box. It's in my blood."
He needed to show how much he was willing to give up, even though it'd all still be there for him when he came back. So
Yes.
in fact, in actuality, he was giving
He's
up nothing.
giving nothing up.
Yeah,
But I thought the boxing guy's a bit of a dick.
yeah, they were.
You can't be a boxer because you didn't live on the streets.
It's like, well, it doesn't have to be like that.
Teach him how to box. Like, you don't have to have like a backstory.
They give him such a hard time because his dad was Creed. It doesn't seem to really make sense. Does it?
And then
He goes looking for Rocky, doesn't he, to train
Yeah.
him, who is now owning a restaurant and has nothing to do. Called
He already owned a restaurant.
oh, was that
Yeah.
what Adrian's? He already owned that.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
same
so
restaurant.
I'm sorry, out of the loop.
Continuity.
But he's still working there.
He's still
Looking
working
even
there.
old. His face is starting to look really peculiar. He somehow looks younger, yet older.
Yeah, I think they had something going on with makeup on his face.
Is he evolving into a different form of human being at this point? in
No
his life?
idea.
Is his head just going to crack open and something else is just going to climb out?
But yeah, so he's like asking all these private questions, and Rocky's like, "How do you know? How do you know all this? Who are you? What are you? Like, you know Creed?
How do you... How?
How do you know it? How do you know it?"
It's not like you've got access to the internet.
and he's like, "Oh, I'm Creed's son." He still refuses to train him. And he goes up and signs at this gym anyway, even though the main guy in there who's teaching this... What's his
His
name?
own son, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
can't
teaching
remember
his
his
own
name.
son to fight Mickey's gym.
Mickey's gym. And he's
Yeah.
been trying to get Rocky to train his son for ages and he's not been interested. But then
No.
he like agrees to train Mr.
Creed.
Adonis Creed. That's a good
Yeah.
name, and it's a strong name.
Yeah.
In the meanwhile,
Adonis. It's
though-
Adonis Johnson.
Oh, Adonis Johnson, yeah, he
Not
doesn't
Creed.
know about Creed. In the meanwhile, though, we have to have the customary, potentially tragic love interest who lives in the flat downstairs
Yeah, that was random.
and is really inconsiderate of her music.
she
If she was playing music like that, I won't be saying, I want to take you out. I'd be like, I'm going to fucking take you out. I'll take you out, take you out.
Turn it down. I can't. It's my tragic backstory is I'm deaf, but I can't reveal that to you for the next hour.
I'm a musician who is slowly
Deaf.
losing her hearing, so every one of my neighbours should suffer from my...
Everyone
ailment.
should suffer from me not being able to hear.
That doesn't
But,
make any
yeah.
sense, does it?
No.
I mean-
Anyway,
She doesn't really... Quickly, this character doesn't really get anything given to do, does she?
So-
Anything given to do.
they sort of want to make some money, so they schedule a fight between Creed and the guy's son's boxer from the gym, and Rocky trains him.
He trains him. Oh yeah, it was another obligatory like training montage. It wasn't the best one they've ever done. I still think the Rocky 4 one where he's like doing all that.
Oh, the
crazy
Rocky
stuff.
4 one is the best one.
And
However,
when Drago's running around and that, but he made him like catch the chickens and stuff.
yeah,
which
no,
I
that
thought
was great.
quite-
I thought
quite
them bits
retro,
were
innit?
great. He's
Yeah.
like teaching him his old methods. He's like, "Why am I doing this? It's old school." It's like, "Oh, that's so cool." It's funny. You're like, Sylvester Stallone in those bits was really funny.
Yeah, no, he does a good job at it. There's no doubt about it. He does a good job.
Anyway, so fight comes up.
Just before the fight,
Yes.
there's something that happened. He's obviously nervous, but at one point he actually says, "I need you to cut my gloves off so I can do his
Like
shit."
doing shit, yeah, because this is like his first big fight, isn't it?
I thought that was quite funny, but also a bit weird.
But also, he's still fighting under the name Johnson, not Creed.
Yeah,
He refuses to go under the name Creed.
because at some point, the opposing guy's trainer, like his dad, finds out. He hints to Rocky that he tells Rocky that he knows. And
Yes.
Rocky's like, "Oh, please don't tell anyone."
Yeah, he wants to make it on his own.
Yeah, but
And then the fight happens, and he just tells the media afterwards anyway, I think.
Yeah,
or
'cause,
someone in the media finds
Adonis
out.
knocks him out, doesn't he?
Yes. So,
Fairly
what
quickly.
do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think the fights in this film, apart from the last one, they look a lot more like realistic than the old ones did. Obviously, they don't look. It's not like two guys just slugging each other.
The problem with the old ones was the camera didn't get in the ring.
yeah,
I
it's
noticed
sort
that in this one, the camera was in the ring, and
of,
it,
sort of following the action a bit more, wasn't it? As opposed to just seeing them pretend to punch each other. And go,
yeah, like the choreography of the fight was planned around the camera as well, so the fight looked good, and the camera didn't get in the way of
it
any
was
fighting.
more. I would describe it as a more kinetic experience. That's my buzzword. You're very much in there with them, experiencing every blow.
My problem up to this part of the film is that he's either really, really good at boxing or he's really, really bad at boxing. Because he's gone like 15-0 in Mexico or something, fighting all these backstreet fights at the beginning.
Yeah,
You find out that he's gone 15-0. And then all of a sudden it's like, he can't box for shit. Well, then how...
Yeah.
It's
Because in the meanwhile, he's being trained a lot because he gets he's getting
6 weeks. He has 6 weeks to prepare for that fight.
He gets trained by Rocky's old pad man, didn't he? I was saying,
Yes.
the dude with the pads who can move him around because Rocky can't do it
And the
anymore
best-
because he's getting old.
The best cut guy
That's
in
actually the
Philadelphia.
dude from the UFC,
Oh, is
Stitch
it?
Durant. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
right.
famous. I think he's trying to get a movie career actually playing a cut man when he is a cut man in real life. So he did a good job of acting in that as a cut man
But yeah, so
because he's a cut man.
the fight comes along, and I think it's been hinted at before that Creed's sort of been watching this guy's fighting routines, and he's like, oh,
He thinks he's
I
sussing
can,
him out.
I can
or whatever.
suss him out. And he does.
Yeah, he does win.
He gets knocked down, and then he goes back to the corner, and Rocky's like, yeah, you can do it, you can do it. And he goes back and he does it in the second round
In the second round.
against someone who's supposed to be like one of the
ranked,
top contenders
He's
for
ranked
the
like,
light heavy.
in like I think he's ranked like 13th or something. It's supposed to be, but in like the world, so that's supposed to be good, right?
Yeah, but he's supposed to be a good contender for it.
Yeah.
Knocked out for nobody. But then again, this is the Rocky universe,
Yeah.
where if you're a non-contender, you've got a better chance against the world heavyweight champion than anyone else.
Anybody else in the world?
Anybody else in the
And
world.
just after this happens, people do start finding out it's Creed, and
Yeah.
it's all over the news. But in the meanwhile, the number 1 and number 2 guy in the world are supposed to be fighting,
Mm-hmm.
but they fall out at the news conference because the number 1 guy goes punches the number 2 guy, doesn't he, and breaks his jaw or something just when they're standing there.
in a
The
press
Scouse dude,
conference,
yeah.
So the fight's called off, and he's going to get sued.
So the Scouse dude's manager wants him to fight Creed because he's got a name and he knows he'll be able to beat him.
Well, he wants him to fight Creed because the guy's due just to go to prison because he was walking around with a gun in Liverpool or something. I think that was the
Typical
reason.
Scouser.
And yeah,
Can't behave.
He was due to go to prison, and the guy's like, "Oh, by the way, the guy's the most Cockney guy ever." Yeah, all right, I'll come over in 2 days.
I'll come over and I'll see you. I'll
Yeah,
sort you out.
we'll fly out to Philadelphia. I'll come see you in 2 days. Come on, Rocky, you can fight him.
That is what it was like.
He really is. But anyway, yeah, he's just like, I want to put a roof over your kid's head when you're gone.
Yeah, I'm thinking about you, not myself. Oh wait, I'm definitely thinking about
It's
myself.
like, it's
Shit.
like they went, all right, what's the typical Englishman where you got the Scouser you can't understand, and you've got Ray Winston's brother.
Ray Winstone.
Right.
I've got live odds for you.
But yeah, so the guy's like, I won't want to fight him, but I have to for the money.
Yeah. And in another meanwhile, we find out that Mr. Balboa has got cancer.
What's after this, isn't it, though? Because he accepts the fight, doesn't he? Because
Oh, yeah.
Rocky's like, you should only do it if, like, you want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you do it.
And then he says he wants to do it because he thinks he can't possibly win because he's like, he's faster than you, stronger than you.
Yes.
Even though this guy looks really like, he looks like quite fat, I think.
Yeah,
Quite
when it
pokey,
got to
didn't
the
he?
final fight, right.
He looked flabby,
Creed,
man.
Creed, right, how ripped is he?
He's super
The
ripped.
guy who played Creed. He is really ripped. If you look at
Michael B. Johnson.
one of the current heavyweight champions, Anthony Joshua, is quite ripped. He looks like a slightly smaller version of Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, that's a
As on the
fair
same sort
comparison.
of level of rippedness.
Rippageness.
And
yeah.
this other guy just looks like a potato.
He does look so lumpy. He's an actual boxer, though. He's
Is
an
he?
actual professional boxer. His
I
name's
thought he
Tony
might have been
Bello or something.
a UFC fighter.
No, but he is.
Because,
Like,
you know, sometimes
he
they
does
got
not
a
look
bit
like
of a
he's cutting much
shitty
weight,
body.
does he?
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He did not have to cut much weight for that fucking fight.
'Cause he was like a D cup, I think, in the breast.
Jesus Christ. Oh, he was so... Yeah, he
Yeah,
did not look fit for a fighter.
He was just such a typical like foreign to like obviously like the English villain, wasn't he? Basically,
Yes.
Just like I'm gonna be really fucking rude to you and say you're a disgrace.
But yeah, so he's going to go to prison. He agrees to the fight. And Rocky's still training him, but then Rocky finds out he has cancer.
Because he starts being sick,
He just starts being sick.
and he's like, "No, I don't want any treatment."
No, I don't
And then in about 5 minutes,
it's a bit emotional. He doesn't want the treatment because he had to watch his wife Adrian go through the treatment, and he's like, I've seen it. I've seen that fight, and I don't want to do it.
oh yes, another boffing reference.
Yeah,
this is a boffing film.
I did think that the scene where he's just refusing treatment's pretty dumb because he's just going. The doctor's pretty much going, if you do it, you might live. If you don't, you're gonna die.
and him just saying,
And he's just going, no.
"No, you will die.
Don't worry
There's
about
no
me.
point in you not bothering.
Don't
What?
worry about me. He
Just if
just,
you didn't want to go for it,
it's
whatever.
like,
But
it's like, I'm a doctor. I have to worry about you.
don't you worry about me.
Don't worry about me.
Boom! He kicked the
Boom, I kicked my mic. I'm sorry.
Boom.
But yeah, so the bait. There's so many like really bait foreshadowing in this film, and the doctor's like, take these leaflets, and he's like, put it in front of him, like, oh, I wonder who's going to find those leaflets
in like the next scene after I'm training.
within the 5 minutes of the film, and Creed finds the leaflets.
Yeah, and then he basically says, "You're going to train me, and I'll like train you and get you through this treatment."
But no.
Yeah.
Come on, remember the film better.
Well, what else
You've got to
happened?
think, it's the Rocky universe. You can't have the final fight until the main fighter has his moment of self-doubt. Where he falls out with everyone around him and he thinks he's the only person left in the universe.
That's when he goes out with to that girl's gig and he gets annoyed at that guy who's calling him Little Creed or something. And he literally punches like this big musician dude
in the
and
face.
ends up in prison, doesn't he?
Yeah, his girlfriend refuses to talk to him. And he's refusing to talk to Rocky.
He's really horrible to Rocky. He's like, oh, I don't need you, blah, blah, blah. And he's like shouting at him.
And Sylvester, like, Rocky comes to his prison and he's like, I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to say. I don't care if you're not listening.
Yeah, and they have their little moment.
He's good in this film at emotion.
Who is?
Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've never doubted his ability to act to some extent.
Considering he has a pure acting role in this film, there's no him having just to be physical and overcome like a physicality. He's just acting in this film, and he's good.
Yeah, I do agree with you. He's pretty good for the most part. But this is a role he's done like 7 times, so he should be good at it.
Yes, I mean,
he probably is like half Rocky by this point, isn't he?
But
half Rocky and 1/3 Rambo.
But yeah, from that moment on, it goes another training montage.
Another training montage.
Third technically, if you're gonna rate and rank them. Third training montage in the film.
There's a lot of training montage. We don't know what boxing is. Punch things, move your head. Punch things, move your body. Punch things again.
The only thing I didn't really get in the final training montage was all the first training montage was instilling the belief that he could win, even though he was a non-contender. Because in like the first Rocky film, he's just fighting for money. Yeah. He doesn't care if he wins. He's just fighting for the paycheck. And then as it ramps up towards the end, he believes he can win. He really believes he can win.
Most certainly.
But in this film, it just feels a little bit like there's no. I think he can win. I think he can win. I really think there's none. I really don't feel like he's gone from being a nobody to being someone that could challenge the number one heavyweight champion
the same
of the world.
At the end as he did at the start, basically.
It just seems like he got better at fighting.
Yeah, but there's no real life.
And there's no kind of... In the final fight in Rocky, it like brings up some like really strong kind of emotions because you're just like, this scene's amazing. It's one of them gripping scenes in movie like history that everyone just has to be quiet while they watch it.
History!
But in this one... The final fight, it
was so by the numbers, wasn't it?
It
was ridiculous how obvious it was going to be.
It's still good because I think the best thing the Rocky franchise has done is made boxing like really kind of captivating because it sort of skips the crappy bits and only puts in like the best bits and
yeah. I mean, it's always about like the best action, but this fight, I don't know. I said to Jess, I was like, I'll tell you what's going to happen. He's going to start losing, then he's going to start winning, then he's going to start losing again, and then he might start winning again. And that's basically what happened, isn't it?
The thing is, though, in the first Rocky film, he gets knocked down a couple of times, and then he comes up.
Yeah.
Whereas in this film, it's really, they're just going blow for each other.
Yeah.
And the choreography in the final fight is really good, the fighting choreography.
Yeah, I felt like it, although like the earlier fight scenes looked a bit more technical, whereas like you said, this one, it literally looks like almost like one of the old school ones where they're just standing there whacking each other as hard as they can. And I know that they actually mentioned like that the champion is sort of abandoning his game and going blow for him, just as like to put on a show or whatever. Well, there's no way, or it's very unlikely that a fight would last that long when people are literally just fucking whacking each other that hard.
Yeah, and that
ain't gonna happen.
That was the problem. I think even anyone that doesn't watch boxing would watch that fight and be like, how many like full-on punches to the head can one person take?
They'd just be panting. And that's the thing, like when he does get battered, I think it's in the second to last round, and his eye is actually swollen shut. An eye doctor goes in there, and he obviously cheats the eye doctor because the cut man taps on his thingy. But if you cannot not see someone's eye because their head is so swollen, then you've got to stop the fight.
It was obvious that he could not
If you
see
cannot
out
see
of
his
that eye
eyeball,
because
he can't see you.
The thing is though, in that scene, he can slightly open his eye like a little bit, but in the next scene, they've obviously redone his makeup and the whole thing's just red.
Squashed, isn't it? There's like,
It's
you wouldn't be able to see anything out of that. That'd be so dangerous for you because you could that can cause such serious eye damage. And I know this is the film.
Well, that already happened in a Rocky film, didn't it? He almost went blind in the second one.
Is that what happened in that one?
Yeah, he got, after the first fight of Apollo Creed, he got punched so hard he had to have a retina surgery, and they were like, if you box again, you'll go blind.
Oh, that old tragedy. And then he continued to box for several
Yeah.
years after this. And get punched in the head a lot more.
And and he still didn't go blind.
But yeah, and what did you think about this is a spoiler, but hey ho, what did you think about the fact that he lost by decision?
Well,
Do you think that was
I think it was another thing in this film that was very reminiscent of the first Rocky film in the franchise, because he didn't win that fight, but the whole point of that film and the whole point of this film is, by the end of it, it didn't matter if he won or lost it.
because he'd already sort of won morally and in terms of his character, and that proved himself. And
no one expected him to go 12 rounds, which again is my problem. They didn't hype that up enough. They should have hyped that up more, like, I reckon he'll get knocked out in 2 rounds. I reckon he could make it to 3. They should have done some interviews with someone or on TV or something like that to kind of make it more obvious that no one was expecting him to win.
Yeah. Because they seemed to accept it quite easily, didn't they?
Yeah, and he proved it that he went 12 rounds. It didn't matter if he won. He didn't expect to win the World Heavyweight Championship. It was only a fight for money. Again, like the first Rocky film, he was trying to prove his name, and the other guy was just fighting for money.
Yeah. No, yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, I had a feeling he was either going to draw or lose. I didn't think he was going to win.
Mm.
But on the whole, I don't know. Although it was it's almost a bit. It seems a lot like me, sort of like the new Star Wars, in terms of the fact that it's like a remake, but it's slightly different to the first film.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Yeah, it's so reminiscent of the first Rocky. There's so many little bits in it,
and I feel like that's obviously something they've done intentionally. But it's more like just like a homage as opposed to actually being like a new.
I did like the fact that there were 2 big fights in this one, though.
Yeah. No.
And it wasn't just like all the other Rocky films where there's a fight at the beginning and then a fighter at the end. Like he ramps up to a fight that once again could have been made more obvious that he had no chance of winning, and then he ramps up to a second fight. But yeah, the formula of the Rocky film is still there, and I think it was better than it could have been, considering Rocky 5 and Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen 5, and I don't think I've seen Balboa either. But
don't want to watch 5. Balboa's not bad because it's made so far after 5, and Sylvester Stallone is just happy to accept he's old in that film.
Yeah, he's not trying to fight it.
But anymore. 5 is just don't watch 5.
Doesn't that end in like a street fight?
Yeah, there's not an actual boxing fight in it, I don't think.
Wow, that is bad. But it just I mean, I'd say this film was okay. I just found it really dull, to be honest.
I thought the whole love interest backstory going on was just so predictable.
Like, what is that? It's like, what is that character that all she is that they're there to just like give him something to bounce against? You know what I mean? Like, he sort of he finds a bit of inspiration in her from the beginning, and then he falls out of her. Well, and she inspires him again, and that's all she's there for.
She's just like his sort of emotion tap. She's the character where he can just reveal his actual emotions. But yeah, she's okay.
I mean,
Bianca,
the actress
her
does
name
a
is.
nice. She does
She's
a
a good
good
singer.
job of it, and she can sing and that. But yeah, I don't know. This film was okay, but I've no desire whatsoever to ever watch it again.
There's some really funny bits in it, though. I would watch it again. I think I could watch it again. I think I'm rating it a lot higher than you are.
No, yeah, it was like okay, I'd say. I was quite disappointed because it's got really good reviews.
I don't think it's as bad as that. I really don't. I do like this film, but as I said, yeah, there are some bits in it that are just like there's some really funny bits like with Sylvester Stallone where he's like chase the chicken like from the first film. He's like, oh, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And when he takes a picture at the beginning when Rocky refuses to fight him, he's like, oh, I'll just write you out some routines, do these. He takes a picture of it on his phone and he's like, don't you want the paper? He's like, it's in the cloud. And he goes, what cloud? Because he's old and he doesn't get technology.
That was so terrible, man.
I thought it was alright.
That brings me no.
But it's Rocky. He's old. He doesn't know phones.
Oh, I guess we're just gonna get more and more stuff like that in films, don't we?
Yeah.
But I saw something the other day. I know I'm changing topic slightly, but in the Doctor Strange trailer, where someone makes a joke about them having Wi-Fi or something, and saying we're not savages.
Yeah.
And although they're sort of funny, they're just sort of like sort of like these sort of winks to technology, but they take you out of the film because you're thinking this is like whatever.
A
And
little
then
bit.
you're just going, oh, this is new technology.
But then Marvel's always done that. It's like Iron Man's cringy with how much tech he's got.
Oh yeah,
But-
but it's just advertising products that'll be out in about 10 years.
Yeah. And the other bit where he's like, oh, I'm moving in with my uncle, and Bianca's like hanging out. You didn't tell me you were moving out. I'm moving out with my uncle. You didn't tell me your uncle was Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like that really pulled me back into the film because I was like, oh yeah, he's really famous.
He is.
He's not
famous,
just an old man here. He's like the guy, and I think when he interacts with anyone in Philadelphia, they're like, hey, all right, champ.
Yeah, he's definitely revered, isn't he? He's like
People's
seen as like a
champion.
local
People's champion.
folk hero, or whatever. But yeah, I mean,
What do you think of the acting of the main guy? Creed. I
Michael
can't
B.
really know his
Jordan.
name. Michael B. Jordan. He's
That's not
wasn't he in Fantastic Four?
Yeah, I don't think he'd want to hear us talk about that.
No.
I turned that on for 30 seconds the other day. Literally 30 seconds, and I thought, what am I doing? This is only going to be bad.
I forced myself to go watch it in the cinema just because it was a Marvel. Even though I knew it was going to be bad because I saw all the reviews, it was just because it was a comic book film.
Not even like love it or hate it. Like it was just across the board. Everybody said it was terrible
Everyone
in
said
nearly
it was
every way.
terrible.
Not one review I've seen has really said it has any redeeming features.
No.
But in this, he's perfectly okay. I think what he's given to do, I don't know. I just can't help but feel it was just a bit like, he's just like the guy who's like, oh, I'm not happy with who I am, so I'm going to do this thing on my own, which isn't a bad thing. But I don't know.
I do like the bit where the whole fact of him being like, I don't want to be known as Creed. I don't want to be known as Adonis Creed. I want to be known as Johnson, and he has to be forced to use the name
He
Creed.
wants to make it on his own, which is
Yeah.
kind of. But I don't really get that because I thought you'd want to. Wait a sec.
Well, it gives him a better character
Part number
motivation.
2.
It gives him a better character motivation than just being, I just want to be a good boxer.
Yeah, I guess so. But I don't know. I wasn't expecting that. Like when I read the synopsis, I thought, oh, from the beginning he was just going to be known as Creed's son. So it did add an interesting element to it. I don't know. The only Rocky film that I actually liked pretty much was number 1,
What about 4?
and number 4 was great as well. But that's just in the like incredibly cheesy 80s way, and the whole Cold War thing. But number 1 is like a great film.
So's 2.
Nah, that's all right.
Some people rate 2 better than 1.
Nah, I didn't really.
Number 2's got one of the most famous lines in history. From
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yep. No, it's so famous I can't fucking remember it.
Oh, that was just.
We did it, Adrian. Where at the end, where he like, we did it, Adrian.
Oh.
And also it's got the bit where they put the there's a bit of him running up the stairs is number 2, I think.
Oh, it's actually number 2.
I'm pretty sure it is.
So yeah, I mean it's perfectly fine.
And then number 3's got Mr. T in it.
Come on, Lang.
And it's got Hulk
Pity
Hogan
the
in it.
fool. Yeah. Oh, what? And he throws him out the ring,
Notorious
doesn't he?
racist Hulk Hogan.
What happens in that? Don't they have like a boxing
Charity,
match where he
but
throws
it's
him or
basically he's so famous that he's got a charity boxing match against Hulk Hogan at the beginning.
something? Yeah, I mean, do you want to score that bad boy and wrap it up a little?
Yeah,
Or is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, if I saw this in cinema, I'd probably buy it on DVD when it come out. I'd rate it a 7 out of 10.
I'll go ahead and give it a 6.
Wow, that's
from me.
I thought you were going to give it a 5.
No, 5.5, 3/4.
I'm regretting my decision. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I really think it's a good film. Go watch it.
I'll go 2 points lower than you, but yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's worth a watch, I guess, but just don't rewatch it because I wouldn't bother.
If you like Rocky, you'll like this film.
Maybe. So next week we're going to come at you with Jonas Wicketh, which I'll be watching for the first
John
time.
Wick.
Yeah, that's what I did. What did you think I was doing? Just making a weird noise.
I thought you were just trying to be funny.
Oh, that's unsuccessfal. But yeah, we are on Facebook, so like our page if you haven't seen it. We're at a Beardo and a Widow Talk Film. If you search Beardo and a Widow Talk Film on YouTube, on SoundCloud, or iTunes, you can follow, subscribe, download, etc. And just listen to a bit more. We like to post little reviews, silly photos, etc. Might start doing some polls, some audience interaction. But yeah, I'm Captain Beard93 on Twitter, and I'm joined by Mr. @Joe Gids on Twitter, and I hope you've enjoyed listening to us. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rivals, and the last known driver will be our. It's the of the tiger.